Hello, happy Tuesday. It's Robert Hesslink here. Hopefully you're out voting or you already voted because today is November 6th, 2018. Today I'm going to talk about risk, and the risk I'm going to talk about is longevity risk. Now, a lot of times when we think about risk for investment portfolios or insurance considerations, we think about inflation risk, currency risk, but we rarely ever think about longevity risk. And longevity risk is something that I see more and more as a concern for my older clients. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today, and hopefully you can incorporate that into your long-term planning. But we know we're all living longer. We probably all have a relative that's in their 90s, definitely in their mid-80s. But as a world, we're living longer. Current data says that average the world's 70.8, whereas in 2000 it was 67.8 years, right? And the country with the highest life expectancy right now is the United States, 79.2. Go USA, right? All that good living, good nutrition, good public hygiene, good health care. Yes, we do have good health care that helps us drive that longevity, and that's increasing our risk because we're living longer. So when we talk about social gerontology, there's a couple phrases and age brackets we use. Young old is those 65 to 74 years of age. Old is 75 to 84 years of age. Oldest of old is 85 plus, and that's the fastest growing population in the US. Now, right behind that is the centenarians, right? 100 plus. They're growing at quite the clip. And then we have super centenarians, 110 years plus, that are starting to be shown in our population demographics. Now, there's some data that says those individuals that were born in the year 2000 will hit 120 years, and that's about the maximum lifespan that when we talk about biological terms, we seem to have a consensus that that's the number of years that we can live. Yeah, maybe some people think longer, and we all want to live longer, but 120 is about the max that we have right now in terms of lifespan. So the critical issue is, how do we live within that lifespan? How do we embrace and fit a life expectancy that's going to follow the narrative of our life, not the narrative that is forced upon us sometimes, right? Where we're young and we're teens and we're in college and we're married and we're children and we're working and then retire. Maybe you want to have a different narrative. But one thing, that all costs money. And so we want to talk about the risk and the longevity risk of living a very long, fruitful life. So I'm going to move this over to show this graph from Dr. James Fries out of Stanford University, who has coined and talked about compression of morbidity at the very bottom. But let's go up to the top, present morbidity, right? That kind of just says where we are normally. Morbidity is when we start to see the increase of illness in our lives. Doesn't really cause death, but it starts causing issues related to movement, transportation, socialization. So we have morbidity at 55, and then we pass away at 76. Now, life extension means that we're extending that life period, reaching out to that 120. In this graph, he shows 80 years of age. But have we done any improvement? We're still starting morbidity at 55, but we don't pass away to 80, right? So we have another 25 years of living, and maybe it's not what the best quality of life. Now, maybe we shift that to the right. Morbidity starts at 60, and we die at 81. Still, that's 21 years. But how about if we do this compression of morbidity, right? We live healthy, we exercise, we have good positive mental outlook. We keep our emotions in check. And that morbidity doesn't really take hold until 65. But maybe we die at 78, right? So we have a much shorter period of that illness and discomfort. And that's kind of what we want to have to mitigate and manage as we age. How do we have the best life we can, the best quality of life, with maybe the less impact on our life and our finances? So there's a book, Live Long, Die Short, by Dr. Roger Landry. Great title, great book, talks about when Dr. Landry retired from the Air Force as aerospace physician, started working with seniors, started collecting and accumulating a lot of data information about, gosh, How do some of these people live long and others don't? What's the secret formula? And he put together a real nice, simple book that I'd really like you to go out and see. Get it from your bookstore, get it from your library, but it's something that you can really enjoy. So we want to live long, die short. I think we can all realize that, man, that's a great way to live a life. We can't necessarily always predict that, but it's one that we can serve as a good goal. So think about retirement. Maybe you don't want to even think about it called retirement. Maybe you want to call about it my after work phase, or my travel phase, or the next chapter of my life. However you want to view that, what are you going to do during that phase? A lot of times people retire and then they get tired of watching TV or going to the store or hanging around the house, and they get bored. And boredom can lead to problems, can lead to loneliness, can lead to depression. So they go back to work. Nothing wrong with that, right? What's wrong with that narrative? What's wrong with going back to work and living a fruitful life and maybe having a second act, right? That's what this new world's all about, having a second act. Now, one of the things that comes into that is, can you afford it? How are you going to afford all those extra years of apartment payments or mortgage payments or car insurance or car payments, food, medicine, prescriptions, physician's visits, dentists, optometrists? All of those cost money. And that means you need to plan for that in terms of your investment strategy. And that's one of the things that I want you to think about today. Think about it tomorrow. Think about it for the future, because having money in retirement really provides the best outcome. So that's it for today. Think about longevity risk. What are you doing to mitigate it in your life? Talk with your advisor. If you need some help, need some guidance, give me a call. Robert Hesslink, Centerpoint Advisors, 951-533-1563. I'm here to help you. We offer financial advice for your lifestyle. Thank you very much, and have a great